Ah, you're back. You want more, huh? Smart move. I am so glad you came back. You who believed in my last video on outsourcing emotions. Now you need to look at this video now seriously because if you believe the thing that I told you about how we outsource our emotions to others and we allow them to do that to us, well, I'm going to tell you this. You want peace and happiness in your sovereignty? You can't go into this as unwitting victims of what is about to happen. Because there are side effects of reclaiming emotional sovereignty. Oh, yes, expect them. So I'm going to prepare you for that right now. When you claim your emotional sovereignty in a relationship and you're no longer outsourcing your emotions, okay, and when you stop absorbing other people's storms and you stop handing them your inner life and you start walking in your own emotional integrity, people, something interesting happens. The paradigm shifts. Oh, yeah, it's going to shift. Oh, yeah. Right away. Boom. And it won't take long. See, no, it happens right away. And not just inside you, but in the people around you. Why? How? Well, this is what you're to expect. Most people experience their emotions through outsourcing. I have to say this again. Most people experience their emotions through outsourcing. For the reasons in the last video that I said, that's how we're trained. We're hardwired that way. From the time we're kids, that's what our parents did to us. And is it working? No, it's not working for us. You know, makes life interesting, but it's not really working. See, that's the familiar field that we grew up in. It's familiar, it's predictable, and it's how many relationships maintain their balance. Now, watch what happens. So, when you suddenly stop participating in that system, when you stop reacting, when you stop rescuing, when you stop absorbing, when you stop collapsing, when you stop matching their panic or their anger or their anger. See, as distorted as that may be coming back from us, do the study on distorted anger. Had to do that in order to get unhooked from the PTSD that I carried as a combat veteran. When you stop matching their panic and their anger, they don't experience it as growth. They experience it as loss. Oh, you've become cold. This is the first and most common side effect. When you stop giving people emotional reactions, they feel like something has been taken away from them. Because for many people, your reactivity was their emotional supply. Your panic made them feel powerful. Your guilt made them feel justified. Your defensiveness made made them feel right. Uh, your hurt made them feel significant. Your emotional absorption made them feel connected. Ha! That's how they love to feel connected. We're trained to feel connected. Connection that way. So when you stop outsourcing your emotions and stop accepting theirs, they interpret your calm as coldness. And it's not because you're cold. No, no, no. But because you've never experienced an emotional connection with them without some form of emotional entanglement. Yeah. And specifically, because they've never experienced you without some form of their emotional entanglement, right? So you're distant now. That's expect you're going to hear this, all right? When you begin studying boundaries, people who relied on your emotional availability may feel abandoned. They're not used to you having an inner life. Like, what's that? They live in the outer life, man, and they want to keep us there. Yes, they're not used to you having an inner life that isn't shaped by their emotions and moods. You get where I'm going now with this business of outsourcing? Huh? They're not used to you having a center that doesn't move when they push. They're not used to you having a boundary that doesn't collapse under pressure. Your sovereignty feels like distance because they've only known connection through emotional fusion. There's a church here where I live called the Fusion Church. I wonder about that sometimes. All those emotionally, spiritually fused people. You don't care. This is not a put down on that church. It's just like I just had to bring it up. You don't care anymore. This one hurts to hear, but it's predictable side effect. See, when you stop reacting to someone's emotional volatility, they may interpret your steadiness as indifference. They don't yet understand that calm is not withdrawal. Boundaries are not rejection, and sovereignty is not a lack of love. Ah, the phone is ringing, and I love when it does. That means I have to repeat the last statement. Sovereignty is not a lack of love. It's simply a new way of relating, one that doesn't depend on emotional chaos to feel alive. So, why are these side effects happening? What triggers them? I think you've probably already figured out, the reasons, but let me just go through a few things here. Because you're changing the emotional contract without announcing it. You're no longer participating in the old dance, see? You're no longer playing the role they assigned you. You're no longer feeding the system that kept both of you stuck. Remember how I said that. You're no longer feeding the system that that keeps you both stuck. And anytime a system changes, the people who benefited from the old one, they feel the shift first. Huh? Well, here's the good news. These side effects are temporary. Yeah. As your sovereignty stabilizes, as your presence becomes consistent, and as your boundaries become normal, and as your calm becomes familiar, the people who can grow with you, they will adjust. Oh yeah, happily. Because this is something that they want down deep. That's how you know the connection. You're in alignment. That's a checkpoint. Man, if that partner is willing to be with you, you're both going to go into the next checkpoint. Yeah. They will learn to meet you in clarity instead of chaos, in truth instead of projection, in presence instead of panic. And the relationships that cannot grow with you will reveal themselves honestly. Either way, either way, sovereignty brings peace. And with that, I say, if you have endured this long, we'll get back to what you're doing. Thank you for your visit. Remain. Yeah, man. Remain.